Hi there again, and today this is, by the way, my second video today in a row. We are going to review one of the puzzles I solved a few days ago, and yeah, we start with the scanning. In this position, we cannot start without evaluation. It's necessarily, by the way, in any position, you need to evaluate. This is the main skill, and the more factors you can notice, the better you are becoming chess player. Like, but basic evaluation is king safety first, pieces activity second, not where pieces are and where king is. Ask yourself where do they want to be, and next we evaluate material. Yes, and for the kids, yeah, why do we evaluate first pieces activity, not material? Is because we need to prioritize pieces activity. Like if we evaluate position by material, yes, like okay, rook on e1 is material, but it does nothing. And if you evaluate by material but not by activity, you can simply misunderstand like your position is great, but you can get checkmated very easily. Yeah, and but sometimes just to figure just to understand things in this situation, to understand what do you want to achieve is you understand, okay, down a horse and pawn, but can take the pawn to central pawns and king in the middle in the board. I'm safe. Yeah, if you can reach an example, king safety and develop your pieces, you win the game. Like you understand minimum. Yes, in an example, if he is up a horse and two pawns, you clearly understand you need to win something significant, like win the queen and or checkmate the king. But in this scenario, when he's just up two central pawns with the king in the middle of the board, the bare minimum is to complete development, make your king safe. By the way, these two pawns are life shields for your king. They are protecting your king, and there is no dark square bishop can target the king. So you need to understand in this situation, your king is relatively safe because rooks not really can target the king, and only queen is cannot checkmate the king. So this is already king safety, king on d8. So and about pieces activity, it's not only about the pieces activity, like queen b5 is active. What can it target? It's important. It can potentially target the rook, target the queen, maybe some provoking this and target another rook. Yes, this king is targeting second rank and can target third rank and can target both rooks, which are hanging pieces, can target the king and can target the queen. This is very active piece, very amazing. This rook on the open file already, and this rook has potential to move to c8. And you need to notice all the files, of course, yes, front of the king, and also notice rook's left, like maybe somewhere where it can go to b3 to yeah, attack these files also. If it's possible, notice how can you activate the rook from initial squares. If it can go through a file, sometimes it's a5, rook a6, sometimes it's some weird tricks when rook can become active from the initial square. It's possible. This bishop is amazing piece because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 pieces on the white squares. And the queen is, would love to stand this diagonal, maybe even this diagonal, and yeah, it can target many things. Also, it's very good defender if you put it in front of the king. The king is simply untouchable. Okay, so we notice. We notice these weaknesses. First rank, maybe diagonals, all the diagonals to the king. This is target potential. Yes, like we notice targets to this one on the even on the fifth rank. Maybe sometimes something like that can attack it as 6, obviously. This one can attack. This one can attack. This one obviously can attack. Queen is already hitting the pawns, and this one can attack from this. D4 is weak. One attack, one defense. Target E4 is weak. Target C4 obviously is hanging piece. Yeah, and then I started to think about kind of this ideas. This obviously, and something like take here, but objectively this is logical move. Just take the horse, which is defending the king and everything, and yeah, and here I thought about queen b2, queen g2 types of ideas. And probably nothing else. Like rook of 3 doesn't work, b6 doesn't work. Some bd7 with idea, rook c8 looks a little bit slow. But basically, the main rook move is queen g2 because it's attacking f3 square, immediately attacking the rook, attacking b2, still everything hangs, and the queen is and king on one diagonal and under the pressure of this file. So I took queen g2 and queen d5, bd7, nothing. Still, like queen b7, just can. There's also rook f3 mate, and computer played like it was correct, and this one hangs. And computer played something like knight d2, defending f3 and connecting the rooks. But I know the idea to win. Like I understood the idea to win. Clearly, because in this situation is as I say to you from the very beginning, developing pieces is enough. I saw I can connect the queen and the bishop and complete development. Oops, after knight d2 I played queen h3 and bishop h6, and this is just over. Just complete development, and GG, why not? Like what to play, like king e2, king c2. King c2 is bad, it's under rook c8 also after b6. And king e2 is even maybe worse because yeah, everything is collapsing. So yeah, king c2, maybe b6, and development completed. The rook is coming, another rook can join to the party, and GG, why not? d2 is also potential weak square. I even don't know. Yeah, d5 rook c8 is already over. But I remember there were three in this position, which I didn't see. Yeah, it's rook f1. Rook f1, bc4, rook f8, probably king c7 is 7. About equal, takes, and then yeah, it's maybe bd3, yeah, bd3 queen h6 with multiple ideas, but it's not that simple. It's still possible to mess it up from the black way with queen d3, queen d4, and it's just can become a draw. Yeah, obviously bd3, and yeah, king can move here, and there's multiple options to win, but the strongest move for h6. These rooks are disconnected. Queen c6 is coming. Here is the pin. e4 hangs. So d5 is probably not that clear still, but maybe something like this. Now this diagonal with queen e3 and queen c5. The idea is maybe, not sure, but I think like what engine does. But the 5 drawback principle, yes, c5 we can, right? Yeah. Both. And anything, but everything to c5 square. Okay. Okay. Yeah, d5 drawback, c5 is weak. Yeah. Drawback principle, by the way. A pawn move, always check which square are weaker. So this diagonal weaker, this diagonal weaker, and c5, e5 squares are available. And this pawn moves, this pawn is weakness now, because when this pawns like this, if you attack e4, he can play e5. Yes, but after d5, this pawn is weaker because it's after e5 is not protected by d pawn. like this. So this is automatically can become with this. Okay, thank you so much for watching this quick video. I hope you could enjoy it. And yes, the patterns, sometimes you just need to complete development. Yeah. And my pitch. So at the end of each video, I have my pitch pattern. I'm training myself to become the best seller in the world, and $30 per hour till September. Hurry up to join with lower prices. I also don't accept everyone, so we need to discuss first. Can you digest amount of information I give you? Yeah. And and from September is $50 per hour, so you can get amazing deal during summer holidays. Wish you keep growing no matter what, and so bye from Cambodia. Yeah, bye bye. See you in the next.